Those That Mind Don't Matter by Patricia Webb of Buff Point 2262. Narrated by Janine Penfold. Life lessons as a result of ageing are many and varied, and each senior citizen has a story to tell. Each of us could, most likely, write a book on what we've learned, but for me, one old adage strikes a chord. Those that mind don't matter. Our lives are shaped, whether rightly or wrongly, by those who choose to give opinions and/or advice. Life's true lesson in this is to sort out what to accept and what to discard. Our happiness and talents can falter badly through worry and indecision. So keeping sight of our ultimate goal is important. As a new mother at the age of 27, there were many around me to offer well-meaning advice, and some horror stories too. And one particular nursing sister was more insistent than others on the right feeding regime. I took her advice on board, but was immediately lambasted by another whose opinions were the opposite. After a difficult pregnancy and a long labour, I became an emotional mess. My doctor came to the rescue, suggesting I do what I felt was right for my baby and me. I took the time to realise that those women had a wealth of experience between them, but their opinions didn't necessarily suit me. So I became empowered, chose to ignore the forcefulness of those opinions, then picked wisely from their knowledge. From then on, my baby and I thrived. When one grows up, as I did, with a passive personality and not a huge store of self-confidence, ignoring those that mind was hard, and confidence in my own abilities has been hard won. But I have had the common sense to realise that if I didn't try new things, then how would I ever know what I'm capable of? I used to tell people I was just a mum, and I was happy being just that. It wasn't until after the birth of my third child that I realised I could be so much more. A pivotal point came at a well-patronised dinner for a principal's retirement. Everyone present was educated with careers. My eureka moment was the realisation that I was an intelligent person and could achieve as they had. But here was where the naysayers came to the fore. Too hard. Too old. 3 kids. Been out of school too long. Some of these comments were from people of my mother's generation. Maybe they never had any opportunities themselves. I chose to be proactive and ignore the negative comments, though I can't say I didn't have my doubts. The rest, as they say, is history. I completed 4 years of study while holding down a part-time job. I had my piece of paper. I was qualified. I am aware that social media can be the harbinger of doom for many young people. They haven't yet gained the wisdom of life experience to sort innuendo and truth, nor are they able to make informed decisions. I am dismayed that young people are so influenced by those that mind, in the ways of style, foods, language and body image, and a host of other issues. Their lives are being influenced by those that mind. With so much time spent in front of screens, the social is missing from their lives. I much prefer to have learned my life lessons through personal experience and development of interpersonal skills. I can choose to disagree without bearing a grudge or holding on to bitterness. It hasn't been until later in my life that I've questioned why people choose to mind. What do they gain from it? Do they not want their comfort zone altered? Are they in charge and wish to remain so? Perhaps they never made choices, so believe no one else should either. In the current technological times, the opinions and criticisms of the minders are often geared to causing trouble, as in cyberbullying. Some influencers, who gain popularity purely through their own opinions, hand out a narcissistic approach to life. There are many highly intelligent people whose lives have been swayed to follow something else, be it religious, financial or personal paths. Again, it comes down to a person's own decisions. Did they weigh the pros and cons, or go with what sounded good at the time, simply choosing an easier road? I've wondered if the minders have a negative disposition. Are they born to sabotage? So often we hear, "You shouldn't," or "You can't," or "I wouldn't if I were you." These seemingly innocuous comments sow the insidious seeds of doubt. If these seeds take root, then the minders do matter. Life is hard. Sometimes decisions have to be made that will affect or alter our future paths, or have an impact on those close to us. Wise decision makers are the ones who have looked at all aspects, yes, even the naysayers, and allowed their lives to have forward momentum. And I wonder where those naysayers are now. What sort of lives have they led? Are they fulfilled, happy, contented? Have they enjoyed their lives, lived them to the fullest? Have they moved forward with optimism, or aged in one continuous rut of sameness? If so, what a terrible waste of life. Now, 30 years later, with grandkids, a successful 15-year career, more study, travel, time-consuming hobbies of family history and photography, and a host of other interests, I wonder what my life would have become if I'd listened to those who minded. Oh well, I guess it doesn't matter. The end.